It's Marcus Rice and Burgess Home Inspection. Say hi.
Yes.
He's going to go over briefly the home inspection. He's going to be sending a full report along with everything to us via email. That should be coming today or tomorrow. All right.
Okay, what you're seeing right here is the front porch integral gutter. It's a built-in gutter, and it has tears in it. You see where they've repaired it, but the repair has come loose. So water is definitely getting into the soffit area up underneath the metal flashing. So we want to have that looked at. The roof needs to be resurfaced, maybe even possibly replaced in spots. Another hole on the front porch. This is just a general idea of what the porch looks like. The reflective paint, which protects against UV, kind of keeps it a little bit cooler, which keeps everything, it makes everything last longer, has worn off. It most certainly needs resurfacing. This is a picture looking down on the tear, again at the front.
Okay. That's right above the porch, right?
Yeah, and then we go to the back porch over the kitchen.
Okay.
Kitchen and laundry area, same thing, delamination of paint. But the gutter system, this is a backup drain for the main downspout. What they did is they stuck this aluminum coil into the gutter, but they didn't seal around the edges, so water still can get down into the soffit area where the wood is. That's up in your attic, so we don't want water getting down in there. It looks like a fairly new roof in the last few years. So you'd want this addressed. They keep it up high like this in case the other drain blocks. At least you'll have, it's like an overflow spout for your tub, your bathtub. Here's a picture sitting back from it.
All right.
And then we're looking from the other end. This is your main downspout, but there's a belly in your gutter system up above. So I'm not sure how well this is servicing all the water. Unfortunately, it hasn't rained real recently, so I can't see if any water ponds up there or not. So something we'd want.
So that's the gutter. So where does the water go out?
Water goes out through the downspout.
Oh, that's that little hole right there.
Right, and
Oh wow!
If you let leaves build up around that thing, of course it's going to plug.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they'll put a screen cover on it to keep the big leaves out, but those tend to clog up too. So you're going to have to clean it on a seasonal basis. Make sure it's running.
Okay.
What do we got here? Oh, this is your roof. Since we're in the roofing section, this is the roof on your garage. Your storage shed, I should say. It's come apart at the seam. You can see at the ridge, water is able to come right in through the top. So they'll need the ridge cap worked on, sealed up. There's a hole. They have been using foam spray to fill the holes, and it seems to be working in some areas. I don't know if this is a new hole or...
and that's in the garage.
That's in the garage area.
All right, cool.
Right, not the house. You do have some siding staying on the outside of the house. You have this is old asbestos siding, which is great stuff when it remains painted and isn't broken. This is the right-hand rear corner of the house. So you do have some chipped and kind of beaten up siding, but they have painted everything. Looks fairly good, the main part of it. This is your step off of the back porch. You probably have to replace this threshold. This is a doorway going to the backyard.
Okay.
Okay, right here. Okay, under your crawl, you do have some moisture-related issues. Maybe at one point they had some wood-destroying organism issues, but it seems to be located in this area. I can put my screwdriver into the stud. This is a stud coming through from the kitchen. This is on the kitchen side of the house. And the moisture here is about 15%, so it's right on the border. 15, 16 and above, you start to worry about rot. At one point, this was probably getting moisture somewhere. I have a feeling that they've sealed it up. This is the reading, little over 15%. As you can see, the light on my meter is still green because that's at 16, 17%, that light would turn red because you start getting a caution. Okay. Some fungal growth, as in every crawl, you need to spread your vapor barrier out. There's plastic that covers the ground in crawl spaces down here, and yeah.
Okay.
So this is in various parts of the crawl. Your toilet seats in both baths, your bedroom first level bath and your upstairs main bath, are loose on the floor. You do have galvanized drain pipe. I just noted that for you because galvanized drain pipe rusts from the inside closed, so it'll close up from the inside. And your sink from your rear bathroom in the bedroom downstairs is plugged. It's not draining. But the other thing I wanted to show you here, this is your water heater temperature pressure relief valve extension pipe, and it's dripping. So it doesn't mean that the pressure valve wouldn't work, but it means that we want a plumber to make sure it works. Okay, so we want to have that checked out, and I'll show you it's draining water into the crawl, which is never a good idea to add water into the crawl.
That's right.
You know, you do have the feed to your house from the power company is in the trees, actually touching tree branches. This is something we call the utility for, and usually the utility would take care of that because up to the house it's theirs. So a couple pictures of the line going into the tree in the backyard. This is in your garage. These fuses are way too big for the wire they're servicing. Okay, so we need an electrician to change those out to the correct size. This is the size wire, number 12 gauge. 30 amp breakers are too big for that. Okay. Many of your 3-prong receptacles in the house are not grounded. You do have active knob and tube in the house. You might want to check with your insurance company on that fact. Here's the knob and tube wiring up in the upper attic, and you can see it's live by the red light. And this is what it looks like. It's the old-fashioned, done in the early 1900s. They also added new lines to the knob and tube, which you're allowed to do, but any of these connections should be in a metal box.
That's right.
So we'll have an electrician look at that. You have a broken receptacle downstairs. I'd say that he needs to look at all the receptacles because you've got many 3-prong receptacles, which I think are not really grounded. They read grounded with my tester, but when you open them up, they don't have a ground wire. So a loose light fixture down in the crawl space. Loose wires, they should be, pulled up tight to the bottom of the crawl space floor joist. Otherwise, rodents like to chew on that wire for some reason, and they will. In the garage, lots of uncovered receptacles. Just need covers. That's easy. And none of the receptacles in the garage have a ground, so they need to be grounded for safety. Okay, this is outside at the rear of the house. Your receptacle has no GFCI protection. This is all going to be in the report, so don't worry about remembering all this. Over your countertop in your kitchen, no GFCI protection. The electrical has been updated at some point, but for safety, I would spend the $15 and put a GFCI in. Missing smoke alarms upstairs in the bedrooms in the hall. This is on the pull-down stairway door. Your one AC unit is excessively out of level. This can damage your compressor. So we want them to level that up. They did a good job with the flashing on your chimneys. Your chimneys are wide enough where you could justify putting a cricket, what they call a cricket, on this, but I don't think you'll have any trouble, and I didn't see any issues.
Oh, that looks good.
In the attic, yeah, it's new, So you do have some deterioration at the chimney tops and the crowns, so you may want to have a mason come in and just tighten that up. You don't want water getting inside the brick. It'll continue to freeze and break up more brick. And it can also actually let water into your attic. Just a picture of your venting for your water heater. This is a cover for one of the old flues.
Okay.
It's in the master. And I thought it might be an issue, but it's really not, because it's above that old coal burning fireplace in the living room.
Okay.
So not an issue. And that'll be out of the report. The fan for your range oven exhaust does function, but the exhaust flap is painted shut. It's sealed. So if you plan on using this, of course you want to unseal that flap so it can open when the fan comes on. And that's pretty much it.
All right. Excellent job, man.
Thank you. Let me know your call.
All right, cool.
Appreciate it.
All right.